Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. Good morning. Thank you for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. I hope everyone is having a great morning, whether or not you're snowed in, shut in, whatever's going on. Thank you so much for joining me for the live Married to Medicine review. The moderator, Mama Bees, is already here. Thank you so much. Trush 612, good morning to Mama Bees. That's one of my moderators as well, also my sister. Thank you so much for coming in. This is Married to Medicine Review. This is the girls' trip. Contessa's girls' trip. We found out the location. They went to Miramar, Florida. And it is season 12, episode 8, girls' trip. And we start out like we usually do. This morning, when they do little vignettes, because there's a trip, there's packing. We're not in any offices because nobody's going to work. We start out with King. Now, y'all claim King doesn't live there. That's what King's trying to get us to believe. But King is always at Quad's house. That's her man, or so she says. But I don't know. You gonna film in King's house at all? I don't know. He said he doesn't live there. He doesn't want to live with the woman. I don't know. We'll see. He's picking at Quad while she's dressing. Of course, that's his MO. He's going to pick at Quad. No matter what Quad is up to, King is going to pick at Quad. She said, I'm going on a little girl's trip. He said, that's why you packing your grandma's dress? She said, this is not a grandma's dress. It's just a little flirty. He points out, who you going to be flirting with? Oh, yeah, that's right. Nobody. He's always shutting Quad down. King, can't you take a joke? She's not flirting. It's a girl's trip. So Dr. Eugene is helping Toya pack, or he's watching her. He's in her closet. She's packing. How do I not be stressed on this girls' trip? He told her to pack oxytocin. He said it's a natural hormone. She said, but how do I get them to take it? He said, no, you take it. So Dr. Eugene and Toya are laughing. They're funny. She said, I need that to be around my friends. Toya, these are not your friends. You know these are coworkers. We see Scott and Contessa in their bedroom. Contessa's getting ready. She's trying to tease Scott or make him jealous. What about this little cute little bikini? It is a string. Because we know how Dr. Contessa likes to do. A string. He's like, you need to pack some granny panties. She calls him a hater. She let him know what happened at Angel's event. And he said, you think there's going to be problems on the trip? Because remember, Scott was on the phone last year when Contessa called and said she had to square up with Heavenly and they knocked Dr. Jackie down. So Dr. Scott is not helpful or hopeful. And she lets him know that she is able to manage everything. They're going to have a great trip. Next, we have Dr. Contessa. Oh, no, we just left Dr. Contessa. But we get a confessional with her and Dr. Scott. They're doing a joint confessional. And she is saying that she knows how to bring peace from chaos. I want to compliment Dr. Contessa in the scene with Dr. Scott in their bedroom. She had on a beautiful yellow T-shirt. It was a Xavier shirt. I think it was Xavier University down in New Orleans. So thank you, Dr. Contessa, because we tired of telling you every week about all this. So I appreciate that T-shirt for us. Welcome in, Cece. Thank you so much for coming in during the live. This is a moderator, our friend, A1 Day One, as well as Mama Bees and Trish 612. So we have everyone here for the live. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Married to Medicine. They're still getting ready for the trip, Cece. So next we have Cecil and Simone in their bedroom. Simone is angry packing, throwing the stuff in. And Cecil's asking Simone, do you think you want to go? I might not even go to this ish. I was joking that I am a find outologist. Now, I found out a little bit more about the conversation. It seemed like it was a joke. Heavenly brought it back to Quad and pretended that it was a joke, but she put a little more stink on it. And Heavenly was also on Watch What Happens Live and saying, I don't know why Quad got so upset. Now, Dr. Heavenly, you brought it to Quad to be upset because we know how Dr. Heavenly is. So Dr. Simone is getting more amped up. And the thing is, she's trying to act like I'm having all these marital problems. You got as much ish going on in your marriage. Cecil's drinking a beer. What time of morning is it, Cecil? He's like, we don't know what's going on in people's household. Cecil is friends with Dr. Damon. He doesn't want to upset Simone. Cecil, we need you to be squarely on Dr. Simone's side when she's into it with anybody. This gets on my nerves about Cecil. But he's trying to keep the peace. She said, she better leave me alone. I can tell everything else that's going on. She said he didn't even tell her when her son got arrested. Cecil wants no parts of that. Don't say that. Welcome to Latrice. Thank you so much for coming in for the Married to Medicine Live. It's good to see you. Good morning, Sandra P, mods, and chat. Everyone speak to Toot Latrice. Thanks for coming in. We're getting ready to go to Miramar, Florida with these doctors and nurse practitioners. So next we see Heavenly and Dr. Damon. Y'all, this is Dr. Heavenly's bedroom. As we know, Dr. Damon has his own man cave because supposedly he's immaculate and he likes to play his music. Dr. Heavenly is a little messy. I see 2 empty water bottles, Dr. Heavenly, 2 tubes of Aquaphor, Dr. Heavenly. I got the nerve to be in here talking about somebody else. So she's saying, Daddy, Simone was trying to provoke me. And she is pretending like Simone hit her. And did you see her doing all that pushing off of me? Now, Dr. Heavenly, in fairness, she had her arm on Simone like, come on, let's take a picture. That wasn't aggressive, but it is you touching someone. Simone did do a, get your fake hands off me. I ain't taking no fake A picture with you. But she didn't do anything that was aggressive or hostile or any of that. The way that Dr. Heavenly is saying, this is not right. So CC, the moderator, saying, good morning, sis, at Toot Latrice. Thanks for joining the live. Yes, thank you. Toot is saying what it is. Dr. Heavenly was looking a little bloated. Dr. Heavenly's got a lot going on. She's pretending that, she's not pretending. Let me not say that. This is a real run for office. While they're filming, it was for state rep. Now it's actually for Congress. So good luck to her if she's the best person in that district. I don't know. But she has to kind of tamp things down. But for her lying on Simone, that Simone is the hostile, aggressive one, that's not true. Dr. Heavenly's mouth is very hostile and very aggressive. But because she doesn't lay hands, she pretends that, Daddy, they're provoking me. I didn't do nothing to Simone. Good morning, Cynthia Christian. Thank you for coming in during the live. She's saying good morning to myself in the chat. Everyone speaking back to her. And let me read one more comment. The ladies must have heard their staff, had their staff sign NDAs because no inside home info is ever leaked. I'm sure they at least have people come in to clean. I think that's a good point, CC. There must be NDAs that are signed because we don't get, Dr. Heavenly's home is a vault. Now, I have heard off and on about the way Dr. Heavenly keeps her. Oh, here's the Somali Queen. Thank you so much for coming into my live. It is good to see you. I love to see your smiling face. Good morning. Everybody greets Somali Queen. Yes, it is true. They must have an NDA because I have heard that, Mariah was the one that told us with the sideways about pressure wash this MFer that Dr. Heavenly keeps a nasty house. And she's been doing a little bit better with the house, but I saw those 2 water bottles and that completely covered nightstand. And then she's standing here lying to Dr. Damon. And he's saying, I was furious. I didn't like anything about what was said. Daddy, where are you? I couldn't tell. Dr. Heavenly, you're a mess. And Dr. Damon, he needs to stop too. He's in a confessional saying, I'm very protective of Heavenly. But he doesn't stop Heavenly's mouth. She called Dr. G a whole PDF file. That man is a licensed professional. Love him, like him. I don't care for Greg, but I didn't think that was right. And all Damon said was, why are you being so sensitive? So now Dr. Heavenly's playing with people's licenses, and I don't like it at all. So she's asking Damon, did he see Simone snatch from her? Now, you had to have your arm on her for her to snatch from you. So that whole thing, I don't like it. It wasn't aggressive. She shouldn't have been touching her. Don't try to take a picture with her. You just caused this whole argument. Dr. Heavenly says, I'm feeling unsafe because that bee is unhinged. Y'all, this is too much. I don't like where this is going. Dr. Heavenly, actually, she was on Watch What Happens Live. Andy was bringing it up, and she said she doesn't like when people aggressively, snatch away because she said Mariah and Toya have fought for less. So, Dr. Heavenly, you really got to go back to first season when you were a member of the crowd. A member of the crowd now, not even on cast, and you bringing this up, this is wrong. So Dr. Heavenly, they tried to trigger me, Daddy. I hadn't done anything to Simone. I was going to be lighter on Dr. Heavenly as a friend of, and she has been acting better, but this changes my opinion on her. Again, I'm like Dr. Simone. I can kick my own egg for trusting her. Some of y'all have been said Dr. Heavenly is a mess and going to keep on being one. And I have to agree with you. No, Toot Latrice says that wasn't right. It wasn't right. Everyone's speaking to everyone. As many times she pops up in the ladies' faces, yes, and she feels like it's all right. And she was taunting Simone. When Simone did that and she walked away, Dr. Heavenly was doing like, hey, when she kind of jogged away. And Dr. Damon, you saw that. You saw that, Dr. Damon. Trust 612 says, Simone talks with her hands and they know that. Dr. Heavenly is very intrusive, but then tries to play the victim. Perfect description. Because Dr. Simone doing all that really isn't anything to me. Now, the screaming I can't take. That's what Dr. Heavenly says. She can't take the screaming either. So all the ladies with the except, and Heavenly said, why am I packing? I ain't going, and kind of throw her clothes out the suitcase. Now, Dr. Heavenly, you've missed more trips this season than in the whole 10 years. She's not going to miss this one, so we don't have to be worried. It's actually 12 seasons, but Dr. Heavenly came on second season, I believe. So next we have the ladies at the airport. I love seeing them in travel mode. That's one of my favorite things. All of the ladies, it's called Girls Trip plus one, minus one. The minus one is allegedly Heavenly, but production's already ruined it. They have showed us that she did show up. So the ladies are at the airport. They're headed to Florida. Quiet gets out the car. What's the people doing? Quiet is a trip. Quiet, you get on my nerves, but you are good TV. Angel is letting everybody know she is disappointed in the group. Of course, they all compliment Angel. She's in a cute little two-piece. Quiet said, them hips are just knocking everybody out. I forgot what Dr. Contessa said to her. Oh, you stop in traffic at the airport. Everybody looked cute for their travel. Everyone. And Dr. Jackie must have a stylist. She looks so good. She's in oversized jeans and a cute little shirt. Everybody looked great. So Simone and Quiet greet each other. They apologize. These two are crazy. They start jumping around in a circle, dancing and playing. And then Quiet tells us, I love vacation, Simone. I don't really like Atlanta, Simone. So however you can do it, Quiet, however y'all get along. Cynthia Christian, you are like me. I don't care for Heavenly. I give it to Heavenly when she's right. And then sometimes I think she is charismatic. Sometimes I like her humor, but when she gets in the gutter, I hate it. She's done terrible things over the years. She really has. But I try to give them a clean slate every season. And now, these, 7 episodes in, I'm kind of annoyed with Dr. Heavenly and what she's doing. Cece is consistent. She said, I can't stand Elaine and her husband, who low-key signs off on her foolery. He does. Dr. Damon does. He said, well, I was furious. And just because he doesn't show any emotion doesn't mean that he ever corrects Heavenly. Somali Queen is smiling and blowing kisses and hugging Mama Bees, thanking her for greeting her. So y'all, they're at the trip. And next we get a confessional with Simone. Y'all, this really bothered Dr. Simone. She is in a solo confessional, so Cecil's not there to joke. And she is saying, Heavenly called me unhinged, unsafe, hostile, says she doesn't feel safe on a road trip with me. I could kick my own A for trusting Heavenly again. Simone, I was trying to tell you, I know y'all were both drunk, but when they were at Brandy's event, I'd said, I don't know if I'd be telling Heavenly all of this. Heavenly threw it right in her face. And I'm sorry you feel like this about your home life. Y'all, that was a low blow. Throwing things up at people that they share with you in confidence, that's not sisterhood or friendship or any of that. The Anitra J, thank you for making a live. I'm glad to see you in here. Hey, it's Sandra P's Gen Extra in chat. I'd like to subscribe. Thank you so much, the Anitra J. I appreciate it. Everyone is speaking back to Anitra J. And Cynthia Christian is agreeing with Cece about Dr. Heavenly, or Elaine as they call her. Everybody know that's her government name? It is. So Brandy's first road trip, Angel's first road trip. Contessa is so excited. She's because she's in charge of the trip. She's filming them. I noticed there was a pilot sitting next to Brandy. Brandy got a middle seat like a little kid. And Contessa's teasing them. This is the first trip. And they're waving. She says, we might even end up getting matching tattoos. Don't do too much, Dr. Contessa. Dr. Contessa is like the Labrador, those little dogs that are like, they're all over you. Dr. Contessa is one of those. I go back and forth on her. I love her accomplishments, all of that. I'm a little less enamored with her and Scott in their relationship. Dr. Scott, what are you doing with these shades on all the time? I don't know what's going on with him. And I can't say enough about Dr. Contessa, her work ethic, her drive, all of that. But when she turns into a pick-me and starts being corny, I can't take it. So I'm on the fence with Dr. Contessa again. CC, one of my moderators, is saying, good morning at the Anitra J. Thanks for joining the live. Yes, thank you everyone that joins the live. Team Replay, thank you as well. Team Replay is very important. It keeps me in the algorithm. When you watch a video after the fact, you click the like button, you subscribe. So thank you. And so Dr. Contessa, production shows us this gorgeous picture. Contessa might have been 19 or 20, y'all, because Quad, you know how Quad likes to move the conversation along. This is another way Quad is good for TV. So what brought you to this? What brought us to this area? Remember, it was a surprise where they're going. Miramar, Florida. Contessa and the girls are in the Sprinter. She says, well, this is near where I went to flight school. Pensacola was where the flight school was. And Angel's like, you could fly? Or she might have said, you could drive a plane? Okay, Angel. Contessa says, yes, 6-wing and helicopters. Some people don't know I was in the military. I know. She advocates for veterans as well. She spoke about that very poignantly at BravoCon. Dr. Contessa is the real deal, y'all. This lady flies. She flies. And she does own that building. So Simone, stop looking up people if you're not going to get the right information. So production shows us this picture of her in her military garb too. Latrice, did you know that about Dr. Contessa? So I'm so proud of Dr. Contessa. And she's a veteran. I mentioned she lobbies in Washington. She's very impressive. Just stop the corniness and the goofiness. She actually tells the ladies, did I mention that? Or we might end up getting matching tattoos by the end of the trip. So she's too much. She actually was in a friendship with Dr. Heavenly that Dr. Heavenly ended up turning on her, talking about her in the closet over on YouTube and being very intrusive and hurtful. So Dr. Contessa, you don't really know any of these ladies like that. Treat them like a coworker. Try to be as warm as you can, but be careful. Be very careful. Cynthia Christian says they tell Elaine their business and she never tell them her business. That's what I don't understand. Simone knows better than that. They all know. Cece says, Team Replay, please like the video, comment, hype the video. Yes, that's a new feature that YouTube has for, it helps the smaller content creators and the small growing ones. So yes, please hype me if you see that as an option. Cynthia says, okay, I already read that about they tell their business. That's Toop's comment I'm trying to read. I didn't know she flew. I thought she was a flight doc or something. Yes, to Latrice, she said she was in the Navy and she was trained to fly as well. So she must be really top of her class in whatever she does. Because she was in the Navy and they trained her to fly helicopters and she said 6 wings. So I'm so proud of Dr. Contessa. Cece says too, I worked with a lot of naval flight surgeons years ago. Nerves of steel. Yes, I believe that. I believe that about Dr. Contessa. She said, I was running and swimming every day. I was in the best shape of my life. We saw Dr. Contessa when she had those 3 jobs or whatever it was she was doing and flying or driving over to New Orleans. I forgot what else she was studying. Scott was not being helpful. He was upset that the preteen children didn't have Contessa in the house every day. And they kind of had contention in their relationship because of that. I was very annoyed with Scott, but Dr. Contessa, there's nothing she cannot do. I only tease Contessa about her wardrobe and when she's being corny. But other than that, she's amazing. Here, I'm like, too, wow. So Toya asked Jackie, we're your friend, and she's staying at home. Toya, why do you start this mess? We don't want to talk about this on a girls' trip. Jackie says, well, I don't know. She might not. And Toya's, she might or she might not. Dr. Simone says, that's a good answer. Remember, Heavenly's threatening not to go. Production already showed us that she's coming. So Dr. Jackie said, I want to talk to the group because you were on 10. She looked at Simone all the way in the back seat. Simone said, don't tell me I was on 10 unless you talk to your friend. And if she start again, I'll be on 12. So y'all, please don't do this to Simone. We get a confessional. Simone tells us we are both licensed professionals. And when she starts saying stuff like that, it could impact me, my business, my license. So y'all, this really hurt Dr. Simone because this could affect her professionally. And Simone is disappointed that Heavenly is lying. Production shows us again that Dr. Heavenly said, come on, let's take a picture, and did have her arm on Simone, and Simone did, she just swiped it off. So they get to the house, and Brandy exclaims over the house, like, oh my God, Toya, you are a hater. I heard Toya say, it's livable. That house was stunning. It was beautiful. Even Dr. Jackie, they did like back-to-back confessionals. Dr. Jackie said she did a great job. She did a great job. Now, Toya did get in a confessional and say, my girl did it. Yeah, Contessa, she's my girl. She did. She picked this house, and all of the ladies loved it. Production gives us a view. They had a beautiful outdoor swimming area, enough chairs for everybody, just lovely. It's beautiful. Contessa's doing great. So they're going to do the rooms. Here's the only thing I didn't like about the rooms. Because Dr. Contessa, you don't have to explain yourself. She says, I'm going to take the master because I planned the trip and I had a long day and blah, 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 blah. No, you just get the master, girl. Go get it. She said, we're gonna draw straws. Oh, the newbies are gonna share. And Angel and Brandy already looking at each other crazy. Remember, they started that team business, and one of them is on this team of vets, and the other one is on this team of vets and OGs. Married to Medicine don't start that mess. So Contessa has the newbies or rookies sharing, and she says the rest are gonna draw straws. Here's what I didn't like. Why is Dr. Jackie drawing straws? Contessa, you knocked her down last year on a trip trying to get to Dr. Heavenly. So other than that, it was okay. As they draw straws, I think Toya had the first straw. She took off running. She said these hips were made for bouncing. She's moving people out of the way and cheering. I know floor plans. She got a room with a whole patio. Dr. Mimi's room was nice. Dr. Jackie had a nice room, and everybody liked their room. Even though Jackie drew the short straw, her room was nice. There wasn't a bad room. The twin bedroom, and it wasn't twin bed. It was just, there were bunks, but it looked like a queen size. It was nice. Brandy's looking. She's getting a little like, oh, we're sharing. I don't know if it was the room or that she was sharing with Angel. She's like, well, my kids would love this room. Started naming all her 4 children. Angel's like, oh, we're sharing a bathroom. Elaine doesn't care about affecting the ladies professionally. Does she still have the viral video of nasty Dr. Jackie up? Yeah, she did. She hurt Dr. Jackie with that, and that was her friend. But I was glad to see it because it let us know what Jackie really thinks about Black women. You go into the doctor 25 times and trying to call out of work. And she was speaking about pregnant Black women, her patients. So that was kind of disgusting. Yeah, Dr. Heavenly did put that up. People clipped it and shared it, and it was true. I don't remember her taking it down. So you're right about that, Cece. And that's supposed to be her friend. Angel and Brandy are in there. Angel lets us know there were 5 girls in my house and my mother. Y'all about to re-traumatize me. So Angel, you've shared a bathroom before. I got a 6 or 7 bedroom house. Okay, now you haven't always had that. I don't like when people act like once they get to a certain level, you can never share a room again or a bathroom again. Come on. The house was beautiful. Even the shared room was more than enough room. Brandy's still looking around, but Brandy wasn't doing anything other than what Angel was doing. Here's Angel. Now, what is your energy going to be? Because I have to sleep where there's good energy. I can't sleep if there's not good energy. And Brandy's like, oh, I'm going to be okay. She's just, you know how you vent. But Angel's trying to make something of nothing. Somebody must have told Angel to step it up because I didn't know what her voice sounded like the first 5 or 6 episodes. And now this is the second episode where we're seeing a lot of Angel. I still like you, Angel, but not too much on my girl, Brandy. They're both in their first season. And let me see if I have Sandra P's cloak of immunity. I put on all the newbies. Y'all, it didn't work for it didn't work for the Angel from Potomac. She didn't want to put it on. Y'all, okay, let me put this up here. So Brandy and Angel kind of getting into it a little bit. Angel is saying she can't sleep if the person doesn't have good energy. And Brandy is like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? Because if you can't sleep in here, then you could just go down, something she told her, go down the street. Brandy brings the argument out to the ladies because it wasn't really all that. But she comes out of the room and says, ladies, let me run this by you. What if somebody tells you, I don't like your energy, what kind of energy you have? And they were like, what? They were shocked. Dr. Contessa had just changed into her little, no, she already had that leopard print on. She had that leopard print on. She was like, okay, do we need a reset button? She tries to literally get the boop, boop. They weren't having it. They were still kind of getting into it a little bit. Angel tried to be a little bit fake. Well, no, I wasn't saying all that. And Brandy clocked her. Brandy went to a confessional and she says, look, she thought that she could talk to me any kind of way. I checked her on it and now she's trying to back up. And I think that's what happened. Both of them are my girls, but Brandy is a little bit slightly more my girl. Because y'all, I think Brandy, she got a little teddy bear face and she's so cute. She's one of those people that people think they can check and talk to any kind of way. And Brandy does not back down from that. We saw Dr. Mimi do that last week at Heavenly's event. So no, we're not doing that. You think so? This Somali Queen Angel is doing too much. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit in Angel. They must have told her to step it up because she's doing a lot more than she was. Because again, we didn't know what she sounded like until 6 episodes in. Elisa Triplett, thank you for joining the live. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. Cece speaking and thanking her. Yeah, Angel, we're gonna have to see what you're gonna do, Angel, because you might be trying to be seen. Somali Queen pointed you out. So and also there's two different group things which I'm not loving. I don't want them to start doing that. Married to Medicine has always been able to. Somebody might square up, but you're gonna all be in the same room at the same table. We don't need to do any of that. Jackie did not choose a side yet, so Jackie, we need a lemon squeeze. And also, I noticed that Angel is in Dr. Heavenly's group as well as Dr. Mimi, so that group might be a little bit provocative. Brandy was getting a little animated, but she wasn't doing more than Angel. And Angel says, "Ooh, you getting aggressive." So Angel don't. Brandy's not aggressive. She's no more aggressive than you. I didn't like that at all. What's up with the Bravo lady's name, Angel? Cece, I don't know. They need help. They need special help and healing. Put this cloak of immunity on, y'all. Please put it on. That my other Angel, she still has to be covered at the reunion. I don't know what's gonna happen. Y'all, was that her swan song? I don't know. I hope that's not it. I don't like one season wonders, but she might not be suited for this. I don't know. Cece think that might be it. I hope not. So Angel and Brandy, they said they can get over it. They Contessa begs them, can squash it. Even Toya was like, "Y'all, this is not that much. We just got here." Jackie does a confessional where she said these two ladies are sucking the life out of her. Not too much, Jackie. You got knocked down last year. You broke a hip on the girls trip last year, so stop. So this is a small issue. It's just Angel pretending that it was more. I think she was just trying to punk Brandy. And Elisa Triplet is saying good morning back to everyone that spoke to her. So confessional Brandy said that Angel was being shady and she caught her at it. I think I covered that already. Contessa brings out everybody's favorite alcohol. Contessa is an amazing host. She said, "I've got food, I've got lobster," and the food she laid out looked really good. Don't step into the live. Go over there, please. They called supposedly remote school, y'all, working from home, supposedly. So all of the ladies are there and they are getting ready to eat their food. The newbies have squashed it. Dr. Mimi didn't get in it. This is her second season, but I'm watching her too, y'all. Quad says, "Can we please get into our swimsuits?" Yes, Quad, that's a good icebreaker. Put on your swimsuits. So they all get dressed. They come back out. Contessa comes out. Contessa pulls off her coverall. Toya said, "Woo, come on, Brownie." She said, "Turn around again." Toya's already in the pool. I like the way they kind of hype each other up and compliment each other. Everybody looks great in their swimsuit. So somebody asked, oh, Contessa asked Jackie, "Have you heard from Heavenly?" Because she hadn't reached out to me. "I hope everything's okay with her family. I don't know why she's not here." Here's Toya. "I know why she's not here. Toya, you the last one Heavenly would call." Simone said, "She doesn't want to be around me. She says she feels unsafe. She's called me aggressive, unhinged, and hostile." And we get a confessional from Dr. Mimi. Dr. Mimi's serious about this. She said, "Dr. Heavenly, is that why you're not here? You really doing this?" Now remember, Dr. Mimi is in Dr. Heavenly's group. So Dr. Mimi, you setting yourself up. Dr. Heavenly is not gonna like this. I agree with Dr. Mimi on this. I really do. Dr. Heavenly's doing too much. Simone's not a danger to her. So Simone accurately describes the picture situation. She said, Heavenly had her hand, "Come on, let's take a picture." And I said, "I'm not taking no fake picture with you." And Kwan said, "So you didn't say, 'Get your effing hands off me'?" You know, like Denzel on Soldier Story, the Sarge. And Simone said, "No, I didn't do that." So Quad says, "Yeah, you like a chihuahua." We get a confession from Quad. Simone wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. She wasn't going to do anything. And this is all true. Church 612 brought it up earlier. Simone is yappy and she's loud, but she didn't try to hit or fight Heavenly. And Dr. Contessa says, I was there for the picture situation. I saw her move Heavenly's hand off her, but I don't see any of it as aggressive between the two of them. I agree with Contessa. So Brandy and Angel are just sitting there looking confused. Simone says, we are two professionals in this community. Be a stand-up woman, be a woman of character. Address it right then. Because Dr. Heavenly, instead of making this big thing of not coming on the trip, we know you're coming. Why are you putting all these rumors out here about Simone? I don't like this. So Dr. Contessa said these motions are kind of high. She wants to kind of smooth things out on the trip. They're going to play a game. Of course, it's a girls' trip, grown girls, so they're going to play kind of like a sexual related game. Dr. Contessa. Okay. It's early in the night, but here they go. Let me see. They have cards or something. We get a story from Angel. Angel saying something about throat numbing spray. TMI, Angel, TMI. Choir finds the whole thing hilarious. Oh, I forgot to mention, Contessa asked Simone, are you feeling hurt? Simone is hurt by that. And she said, Toya offered her a hug. You want me to give you a hug? Simone says, no, I'm good. Brandon says, she's good. I don't think she was good. I think she was really hurt. Toya stands up to give Simone a hug. And she was like, you want me to pull out your wedgie? You got an intense wedgie. She tried to pull it out, but it didn't work. Toya's swimsuit was being eaten up. Let's just say that. So next, we get a confessional of Contessa as Angel was telling her story. Contessa was joking. She must have really liked this guy. Brandy in her confessional was like, do whatever you need to do. Next, Brandy gets a truth or dare. She's like, well, I'm going to show Quad a move. You're supposed to do some kind of sexy move. I'll show Quad a move. Quad's like, yeah, show me how to get them twins. So they're joking. Brandy jumps up and flips and turns around. Dr. Simone's laughing at her confessional. That's a keep your man move. That has nothing to do with twins. So that was kind of funny. They were talking to each other, having a good time. We get TMI from Simone again. Her and Cecil, when they're in Greece or any vacation, it looks like they get down and dirty. So we get a confessional from Quad telling Cecil, you're a realtor, go ahead and buy you a 1-bedroom condo in Greece. So the next morning, they have a pretty good night. Nobody gets into it anymore. And I think the room situation, that wasn't anything real. The women call home in the morning. We got Jackie on the phone with Curtis. Curtis, old, long, tall Curtis, who is messy. Who got into it? What happened? Dr. Jackie's like, not too much. She might have told him about Brandy and Angel. Angel calls her daughter. Angel has a really cute little mini-me. She's supposed to prepare for some kind of test she's not excited to take. Simone's calling Cecil. Oh, you look handsome in your yellow shirt. Cecil's always joking. This shirt is orange. You can't see. And Simone's like, I'm trying to compliment you. You always talking ish. That's Cecil and Simone. Buddies. Cece says, have a great day, everyone. I have to go to a meeting. Thank you so much, Cece, for coming in during the live and moderating. Thank you. I appreciate you, Cece. Have a great one. Thank you. So everybody calls home. We get Dr. Eugene on the phone. Toya is telling him how nice the house is. He was like, okay, that's interesting. I want to see what you got on. Toya, turn that phone around, show Eugene what you got on. She walking through the house showing him. She goes into Brandy's room. Brandy's waving at Dr. Eugene. And Dr. Eugene's kind of teasing them about the twin beds. She said, actually, it's not a twin bed. They're queen. And Dr. Eugene said, that's just the room that rookies or the newbies get. He said, it is a nice room. And it is. Contessa comes downstairs. She looks pretty in yellow. Got a yellow bucket hat on. Everybody's complimenting her. She's got 2 plans. One group that wants to is going to do a dolphin excursion. Another group is going to do kind of like a Barbie Jeep excursion. Drive around right on the local property and go to brunch. So, of course, she said, I know that's going to be Jackie and Toya. Those are the ladies that like to do that kind of thing. I like that Dr. Contessa knows all her friends and kind of knows the kind of stuff they would like. So we find out from Dr. Simone, she took a dolphin excursion years ago, and she wants to recreate a picture. So that's really cute. Production showed us the picture. Simone doesn't look, she is kind of not aging a lot, other than when she's like, I'm tired, and she's having her scenes where she gets real tired and crying over Cecil and them boys, little Simone, Michael, which is the one I don't really care for. So they ask again, is Heavenly coming? And they said, Heavenly said it's Damon's birthday. Heavenly, you lying. That's not the reason why she said she wasn't coming. It was always his birthday. She said she wasn't coming because of Simone. So the ladies are in the Sprinter on the way to the Dolphins. We have Dr. Mimi being kind of concerned. This is a 500-pound animal. What might it do to me? Dr. Brandy wants to make sure her insurance is paid up. They're nurse practitioners. I want to call them doctor. Dr. Mimi is a doctor. She's a therapist. But Angel and Brandy are the nurse practitioners. but I might slip and call them doctors. Simone said, well, use your words because we are both professionals. They're talking about the Dr. Heavenly situation again. And I'm glad production showed that scene so Dr. Heavenly can't lie about it. So Dr. Brandy says, well, when Heavenly is using her mouth in an aggressive way and provoking people, somebody might respond to her in that same way. And that's true. We talked about that earlier. Dr. Heavenly, she may not touch anybody or fight. She brags about, I can't fight. But some of the words out of her mouth, like when she was taunting Dr. Contessa about her dead mother and having been friends with Dr. Contessa and knows Dr. Contessa lost her mother to cancer at a young age and they had to care for her. They were very poor and the mother had no caregiver. They had to care for her in the home and she died a gruesome death. So I'm disgusted when Dr. Heavenly does that kind of stuff. So Dr. Brandy says that makes you not trust that person. And it's true. Anybody that would confide in her now, I don't know what's wrong with them. She's still on YouTube. She says she's going to use that more for political purposes, which I agree with. But she goes to Carlos King and still talks crazy. Not as much as in the past, but I think that's temporary. So Simone wants to create her picture. The brunch bunch ladies are driving these little moke, I think they call them, Jeeps. Dr. Jackie is a menace in her Jeep. Toya called out Quad. I'm going to ride with Quad. So I guess Quad's supposed to be the fun one. I could see that. And Dr. Jackie ends up with Angel. So you think they're going to have this sedate little ride? Dr. Jackie's like a speed demon. And Angel's like, be careful. This is not bumper cars. So Dr. Jackie made me laugh. For some reason, Toya and them jump in front and Dr. Jackie beeping the horn because they driving Miss Daisy. They driving slow. So Quad sees a baby at lunch. I meant to look this up, but I didn't. But I know that it's true. Dr. Jackie said, oh, this is what you call your reticulum activating system. One moment. Go out of here. Go out of here. Go out of here. Excuse me, y'all. I told him I was going to be live for 40 minutes, and now I'm getting this. Go close the door. I hear that veggie song in the background and everything. I know that's I know they have the copyright on that. Reticulum activating system. When you want something, you start seeing it everywhere. Or like if you buy a red card, now you see red cards everywhere. I think that's true, but I'm going to look that up. So Dr. Jackie explained that to Quad. And Quad gives us a confessional, y'all. Quad says, I'm going to tell everybody at the right time, but things didn't work the way they were supposed to. She said, I'm only going to tell them one time because I won't be repeating it. I see a little bit of disappointment in Quad over this. I didn't know whether or not she wanted this. Let me go on mute 1 second. Okay, I'm sorry, everybody. I had to go regulate. They're getting a little too loud in there. So Dr. Jackie, we get a confessional with her. And it's funny because she immediately needs a fan. Also, the same thing happened to her at lunch while they were talking. I was like, Jackie, what's going on? She said, you got naked real fast. Dr. Jackie's like, I'm getting ready to come out of this. She had to take the cover off. I understand, Dr. Jackie, I understand. So we see a flashback of King and Quan discussing how the egg retrieval and those sort of things are going, and she's upset. Oh, Anitra J. Oh, my girls are home today as well. It's so much fun. This is my niece and nephew. They're 9, 8, and 9, and they stay into something. They entertain each other and have a good time until they start to get into it, and then we get what we get. So that their trip. They got more than enough to entertain themselves, and it's a remote work from home day. So there's actually homework that they're supposed to be doing, but I didn't make them do it yet. My sister will pick them up in a little bit. So with King and Quad, and now I don't think that King really is interested in this anymore with all the trips to Ghana and all of that. So this is kind of sad. So next we got Angel bringing up with Quad. No, Toya. Toya's like, well, what happened? What was going on with you and me? Toya, you know what was going on with you and Angel. Angel was upset that she tried to out Angel as asking for dates and stuff or hook her up, which Angel did. And she's had Dr. Bernard on ice for 10 years. Angel, you got a doctor on ice for 10 years? So, y'all, this is a trip. So she said, don't undermine. This is Angel talking to Toya. Don't undermine another woman in front of a man or who you think might be their man. Toya's pretending not to understand. Toya's saying, well, if I hook you up with my family, this is supposed to be Dr. Eugene's friend, who's a doctor, I think. And then you don't want me to blow up your spot, but she's willing to blow up my spot. Toya, you're wrong. Just apologize and move on. This is crazy. This was really, I don't know why Toya thinks she has a leg to stand on. What she did was wrong. And then why was she asking this man how Angel was in bed? Toya, you all the way wrong. We get production flashing back to the dolphin excursion, which looked like a lot of fun. All the ladies are in the water. Mimi and Brandy started out a little afraid, but they kind of got into it too. And I like the fact that they had two coaches with them, kind of helping them. They were complimenting the dolphins on their skin. This time last year, I was in St. Thomas and we did do a dolphin excursion. I didn't get in the water. I was mainly filming. So, y'all, that looked like a lot of fun. Toya does a confessional. Toya, I didn't like this confessional. Toya is being very mean this season. I'm not that hard on Toya because Mariah Huck says she is consistent, and she is. But when she's wrong, she's wrong. I don't like how she talks to Dr. Eugene. I've never been on her side with that. But I don't like when people claim she doesn't work and she has no income. This job is her job, just like it's their job. She also has other things going on. She's very talented as far as decorating and that sort of thing. But Toya can be really two-faced and willfully ignorant. And I think she's doing that here with Angel. Toya says in her confessional, I see how you are with men. I got it. Toya, I don't know what's going on between her and Angel. They don't even know each other like that. Again, they're on different teams, which I think is ridiculous. I don't want them to keep this team stuff going. So that we get a confessional from Angel. Y'all, Angel's no shrinking violet either. She said, we see why people call Toya tacky and tasteless. And that's why she has all these situations in the friend group. She doesn't know how to be a friend. I have to agree with Angel on that, y'all. That's 100% true. So Quad says, okay, can y'all squash this? Or is this something gonna be ongoing? Toya says, we're good. She gives this stupid smile. Toya, you know you're not good. I think you're going to keep picking at Angel. This is a mess. So they get back to the house. No, they weren't back at the house. They were still at lunch because Dr. Heavenly walks in. Y'all loud as hell. Look who's talking. Y'all loud as hell. I can hear y'all all the way up there. So she manages to come in the very next day. I knew she couldn't stay away. Welcome in, Kiwan JTV. Kiwan JTV is one of my fellow content creators. I'm so glad you made the live. These ladies are on their Miramar girls trip, and Dr. Heavenly has just crashed the party. So Heavenly says, hello, Toya. She reaches out for some reason, and Toya says, oh, no, I got to be careful. She says, you can't be touching people. You know, you already got a situation going on. Now, I didn't blame Toya for saying that. Get her, Toya, because Dr. Heavenly, this is wrong. So Toya says, what I'm not going to do is go back and forth with Angel, and now I'm going to go back and forth with Dr. Heavenly. And Toya says, you ain't accusing me of a damn thing. I have to agree with Toya on that. When you're right, you're right. So Simone was saying that she wants to clear the record. No, I'm sorry, that's not Simone. Heavenly's saying she's in a confessional, and production was like, you said you weren't coming on the trip, and here you are. Heavenly, she throws Quad under the bus in the confessional. I get a call from Quad telling me I need to clear my name because Simone is saying all this stuff. Simone was telling the truth about what happened. Simone is saying she was not aggressive or hostile, and she wasn't. She was loud and gesturing, but she talks with her hands. Heavenly's the one had her hand on Simone. Quad, why would you call? Quad is saying we're all part of the same circle, and if you can't figure it out, we need to be able to figure it out. Quad is a hypocrite. Quad, if you're part of the same circle, you have to figure it out. And we know that she refused to figure it out with Mariah. We know that. We know that she refused to figure it out with Dr. Greg and Sweet Tea. We know that. So Quad saying this and then bringing Dr. Heavenly down here to make everybody else uncomfortable, I don't like it. So the Dolphin group, they wanted to have showers as soon as they came in. Dr. Contessa, let us find out, you funky cold Medina. Contessa talking about, I took a shower at the Dolphin Park. She sounded like one of the kids. She said, I took a shower at the Dolphin Park. Brittany was like, no, we need to get in the shower with soap. Dr. Mean was like, yeah, with soap. Contessa was like, oh, I use soap. She don't want to shower. She sees, either she saw Dr. Heavenly or I think Toya was like, your friend is here. And Dr. Contessa was like, who? Nobody called me and told me nothing. Now, this is rude. Contessa being the host of the trip, Dr. Heavenly should have been in constant contact with her if she was coming later, or if she even thought there's a chance she might come. I didn't like that at all. Toya is insufferable this season. Isn't she, Kiwan J? She seems very miserable. Very miserable. I don't know what's going on with her. Eugene is home. I mean, he's away from home 5 days a week, but that's because of his work schedule, the fact that he now has to drive to all these different emergency rooms farther away to help pay for their bills. So she can't have it both ways. Everyone's speaking to Kiwan J, and she is saying, hey. So Dr. Contessa sees Dr. Heavenly, and Toya, for some reason, says, y'all had more fun than us when the Dolphin crew came in. Toya, you just mad that Angel put your feet to the fire and didn't let you punk her. These newbies are not going to let anybody punk them. I love that. So you got Sandra P's cloak of immunity, which you need, but it looks like my girl Angel on Potomac needs it a little bit more than these two, because these two are not punks at all, and I love it. I think that the veterans, the OGs, they're owed a certain amount of deference. Like, I would have given Dr. Jackie a good room because she got knocked down last year and because she's an elder. But other than that, you don't have to let them punk you. So I love that. Somebody just made a dolphin noise. I had to remember. Dr. Contessa was like, oh, I hear dolphins can talk. This is on the way to the trip, of course. And Dr. Brandy said, who told you that? And she's like, oh, social media. And Contessa starts making this corny squeak, squeak. And Keywan says, I wasn't mad at Angel this episode, especially with Brandy. I thought that Angel was trying to be aggressive to Brandy, and Brandy didn't allow her to. I mean, they're both the same. This is their first season, so you don't have to let anybody talk to you like that. But I like that in both the ladies. They defend themselves. So Toya says, oh, that your friend is here. I feel like it was sneaky for Quad to call Heavenly and get her down to Miramar, and then for Heavenly to just appear. Now, where are you going to stay? Is there another bedroom? You're going to try to stay in the living room, which is the community area? That's not fair either. So Dr. Contessa is saying nobody told her anything. The last confessional was the best. Toya says there's going to be an ish storm. And production, why did they set Toya up with a whole set, like a meteorologist set? Let me read Kiwan J's point first. Kiwan J says, no, it's a New Orleans accent. I know it's not an excuse. Oh, okay. So she wasn't being aggressive. I hear her accent sometime. I never hear that as an aggressive accent, but it's just, I don't know. The way she was, I felt coming at Brandy. I don't know. And Brandy does get a little bit animated when she feels that she's being approached in a certain way. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So they asked Toya, how is it going to be when Dr. Heavenly gets there? And Toya's telling production it's going to be a ish storm that's coming. I agree with her. So they set her up a whole meteorologist set. That was really funny. So she said it's Hurricane Heavenly is coming in at a category 5, and it's going to about a 5. We need everybody to shelter in place for the disaster that's going to be this ish storm. Then we get that's the end of the episode, y'all. It was a pretty good episode. We get a preview of Heavenly lying. Simone said, get your effing hands off me. We had just talked about that. Simone did nothing like that. I'm glad Dr. Contessa saw it. I feel like Cecil was standing right there. And whoever, it was Dr. Jackie, y'all, that was in the picture. Yeah, so we're going to see what's going to happen with that. Y'all, we're actually right at 50 minutes, which is great. And I'm getting ready to get rid of my unwanted company. Now, I love them, but they have homework and stuff to do, and I'm going to usher them straight on out. This is a pretty good episode, y'all. The traveling, getting together in the pool, seeing what Dr. Contessa arranged. Not too much as far as arguments or anything like that. I'm gonna have to give it a 9. I will. I'm gonna rate it really high. Toya, Simone, and Heavenly are all just alike. Yes, but they don't see the fact that they are, and that's why they tussle from time to time. They all have their. I mean, they're similar. And Dr. Jackie's a sneak, and she's much quieter with it, but she got her stuff with her too. Cece brought up Dr. Jackie and what she did at Dr. Heavenly's YouTube channel. Yeah, Dr. Jackie, we've seen you for years. I love everyone too that comes into my live. Kiwan J is giving us hearts, lots of love. Everyone continue to stay safe, stay warm, check the roads and how they are before you actually get out. Thank you for joining Sandra Peace Gen Extra Team Replay. Thank you so much. Give me a like. And if you're already subscribed, thank you. If you're not, go ahead and subscribe. And if you see the hype option, go ahead and hype me. I thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the YouTube streets. Bye.